Okay, welcome to What Did DK Get at the Auction? Yeah, it was an auction. They held it online, but it was a local auction. You had to go pick things up, nearby. Looking at this stuff there, I was actually willing to drive a quarter of the way across the state to go there. So, we obviously have a guitar case. It's an acoustic guitar case. So, I assume, since I don't do any gangster type videos or anything, it's not going to be a machine gun in here. It has a strap attached to it. This is not a wood guitar, it is a carbon fiber guitar. And it's made by Blackbird, which is a California company if I remember right. So let's pull this out of the case and give it a quick. Okay, well, right out of the gate it looks like Buddy had a really nice guitar strap and then decided to put poor man's strap locks on them. Fender makes these rubber washers, and one of these actually said it was Fender on it. Let me see, was it the one under here? I think this thing's definitely out of tune. I think it's sharp, which is better than it being flat. Okay, this one strap button feels a little loose, so we'll deal with that. But yeah, that's a Fender branded washer. You can get those at no extra charge if you buy a Grolsch beer. And the one end of the strap is kind of roached. I don't like that. This end of the strap is perfect, and this is such a nice strap. So this is really heavily padded. We might think of something creative to do to doctor up that end. Time to research. Anyway. Okay, so how's our tuning? Okay, well, the low E is sharp for sure. And it looks like somebody did a so-so job at winding the pegs up here. It's the first time I've actually got to look at this thing up close. I actually bought it based on just photographs, so this is kind of like eBay. Okay. From what I understand, when you ordered these, they came in a bunch of different colors. And you could order like red, and then this would be red, and then inside the sound hole down here would be red. This one is obviously just black, which is fine by me. It's very light. I mean, very light. And the tuners appear to be made by Goto. Very lightweight. There's a little bit of like a haze on some of these. And it's interesting, like this is all molded. So the heel kind of goes in. What a weird shape. Look at that. So you can get all the way up to the top here. And there's some schmoo there. The back doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit of haze in the finish and one little sort of scuffy. So we'll rub as much of that out as we can. We'll see about tightening up that strap hole. I know if you have a wood guitar, you can just use some toothpicks and clean it out. It looks like the serial number is inside of there. Inside that sound hole is a serial number. Alright, let's see what else. Okay, I'm taking a look at the action here, and it really doesn't look too bad. It actually looks quite good. But, we can always go down lower. That's how I always look at it with guitar action, but for chords and things, this feels fairly comfortable, but we can go down a little bit. Trying to check how much neck relief's in there. There's a smidge more than I'd like to see, so I'm thinking we'll do like a quarter turn, half turn on the truss rod, see where it gets us, and then if that's not the case, we'll take a little bit off the bridge. And let's see, do we have any kind of belly in this guitar? I really hope not. And very, very little. That's good, because the last thing you want to have is on the acoustic, you know, getting a big belly. And then you're, as Dave's World of Fun Stuff would tell you, then at that point you've got a birdhouse. Or, you gotta say it in a Canadian way, it would be a birdhouse. So, okay. I think I'll just take the strings off of it and do the little truss rod tweak. This has Fishman sound in it. I'm sure one of these is a volume and a tone, and there should be a place somewhere for a battery. But where? Where would one install the battery? Would it go in this hole? Okay, there feels like there's a little pouchy thing here. Okay. And it's got a Velcro pouch in this sound hole. Well, like I say, people, you're learning this stuff as I am. I have not owned one of these before, and if you look up a Blackbird OM carbon fiber guitar, when you see the price tag, you will go, holy moly. Okay, so here's a, I guess that's a battery holder, and it looks like it holds an ordinary 9 volt and a lot of wire. So, okay, that's where the battery goes. We can handle that, and then we'll see if the pickups work. Alright, back in a little bit. Okay, so I suppose it's a good idea to put a battery in it. So, here's a battery. Click that in there. Put this in here, I guess along with the surplus wire. There seems to be plenty of. And I guess we close that, and then we slip this back through the little opening, and then we can stick it on the Velcro there. Okay, that seems good enough. So now we can check to see if it makes sound when it's plugged in. I suppose we need an amplifier to do that. Okay, so I went and got an amplifier. I can't get over how light this thing is. It's actually probably, I would like this probably as a player's guitar, but this was not bought as a player's guitar. We do need to polish it real good and get the shmoo off of it. So, let's see. Our amplifier's on. Can you tell? Okay, so plug in here and see if it makes noise. Yes. Which one? One of these has got to be tone. Got a little scratchies in it. That sounds. This one seems like tone. The first one. Okay, that one's tone. Yeah, this one's volume. So the front one's volume, and the back one's tone. Okay. So. And see, if we look in the sound hole, the front one is volume and the back one is tone. And you can't tell, all you see here is Fishman. It doesn't say anything else. So now at least we know. Okay. That seems to make loud enough sound. So that's good. We have a kind of compensated intonated bridge, so hopefully that'll help us out a little bit more. So this whole thing sounds like it's sharp. Anyway, let's take the strings off of it and give it a good polish. Okay, so taking strings off a guitar is usually pretty boring. So I'll show you how to do it without electricity, the faster way. Let's see. Got a snake winder. You just do that, and it unwinds it real good. And these winders, I don't know if they still even make them anymore, but one of my local music stores got them in, and it took forever for the company to fill his order, And then by the time he had gotten them, he had like forgotten he had ordered them in the first place. But this is a lot easier than doing it manually if you don't have electricity at hand. Obviously, if you have your cordless screwdriver in one of those bits, that's equally as good. But once you get yourself kind of squared and you get your rhythm, it goes pretty quick. Okay, and there's a little hook in there too to take it off the pegs. So if y'all decide you want one, I'll give you a telephone number, somebody who's got some in surplus. There's two types. The green one is for, they advertise it as for 3x3 type guitar tuners, but it's essentially for medium to larger key sizes. And then there's one for the really small keys, and that one's the purple one. And they sell that as the inline one, or like the Fender Strat one. I only have the green one, but the more guitars I work on, the more I want to have both. I wonder what you actually clean this thing with. Let's see if this will come out without having to lose my mind. Okay, that one did. I don't know, are these plastic? Maybe carbon fiber also? They're not wood. This is like the least fun job ever. Because to try to pull these bridge pins out with either A, not breaking anything, or B, not scratching the guitar, always can be a drag. There, I think I've got the rhythm now. There we go. There's always one, isn't there? There we go. So, these strings aren't horrible, but they're kind of cruddy 80, I think they might be 80-20s, I don't know, but we're going to put a set of phosphor bronze on it. Okay, we're going to take the word for this because it says it's safe on all finishes. This might end very, very badly. But probably not. Alright, let's see how we do. I wonder how much dirt's on this thing. Find out in a minute. This is a new polish cloth. The answer, some. Okay, not too bad. We have a little bit of scratch marks here, and we're being summoned from upstairs. So I'll keep polishing and come back when we're done. Okay, so this is kind of cleaning up, but there's just a degree of shmoo on there that doesn't want to come off. So we're going to have to break out the industrial method to get that off of there. And by industrial method, it's not. But we're going to use a standard brush here and my own amazing cleaner. And I should probably start selling this. It gets the everything off of everything. It's just wonderful stuff. So, this definitely doesn't feel like it has any grain, like it's actually wood, and the bubbles are turning brown. So, we're definitely getting the shmoo off of this one. And we may opt to get And I think we're going to get a rag. We're not going to subject our guitar polish cloth to this mess. Okay, and just running my fingers over the frets, or my nails over the frets, there's a little bit of visible wear, but the only place I can even feel a ding is on the first fret, which would be the B string, and the second. So it's just one string and on 2 frets. By the time we get to here, there's almost no speed bump, and we're fine. So frets are pretty good. I mean, obviously they're not 1,000% perfect, and it looks like for this area of the fretboard, I'm going to go at it one more time to get all of the gunk out of there. That's the beauty of fretboards on guitars. They collect everybody's skin residue, and then they sell the guitar and it looks imperfect and smells like a barn, and then they wonder why they can't get full market value for it. Airhead. Obviously on an acoustic guitar, the lower part of the neck of the nuts where you got to clean probably more, because not too many people are playing guitar solos on an average acoustic guitar. Maybe they do, and I just don't know about it. There, that looks much better. See, that looks real good to me. I don't see big giant evidence of nasty, yucky fingers all over it. So we'll proceed to keep cleaning. I might just take my super cleaner and go over all this junk down here, because it seems like I keep unearthing crud under a layer of something. So we'll just really... Okay, so I've pretty much cleaned up the people stains, but we got to do something about that, because that's loose. It doesn't feel like it wants to fall off, so let's cross our fingers that the screw has just backed out a little bit over time. Turns very easily. Oh my goodness, yes, that tightened right up. No problem. Super. Okay, nothing. Well, our strings have to settle in a little bit because I just put them on, but they're almost in tune. When I say that, it's just I quickly wound them up till they sounded about right for my ear. The action on this actually looks weirder than it feels. Okay, it's really not bad at all, especially around the first and second frets and stuff. It actually feels really easy to play, and I'm so used to electric guitars and trying to get these strings as close to the deck as possible. I think the action on this is pretty reasonable. We could probably shave a little bit off the bridge to bring it down just a hair, but this is reasonable for most people, and I don't think it plays bad, so I think I'll just tune it up, double check the intonation, and then sound check. Okay, well, since it feels comfortable enough to play and everything seems to work, I suppose we'll just sound check and finish this video. I'll probably be selling this, so if you guys need a carbon fiber guitar in very, very good shape, it's awesome. We're going to beat everybody's price on reverb, I can tell you that. Okay, so that's a Blackbird guitar from, is it San Francisco, California? We'll have it right by the time it gets to reverb. You can actually look for our store. We do have a reverb store, Mr. V Amps and Electronics, and there's going to be a lot of cool stuff going up there. This guitar being one of them.